All right, so we just watched
the Super Mario
Galaxy movie.
Mm.
We have some thoughts.
Okay, so do you want to go into this? What did we think of the first one?
That's a great question. What did I think of the first one? Honestly, I thought that it was pretty sparse narratively.
Yeah.
I thought the animation was solid. I thought it had some clever gimmicks. I thought it was cute the way it kind of established the world and kind of just introduced, like, Luigi and Mario in Brooklyn, and then they traveled to the Mushroom Kingdom. So I think it really had the benefit.
Introduction.
Yeah, good introduction, and that really is what carried the first movie for me. I think it definitely had some pacing issues overall, just with the speed of the plot, and I think that kind of, we're going to get into that with this one, but that's kind of how I thought. I thought it was kind of middle of the road. How about you?
Yeah, I thought about the same. Like, when it first came out, it was like a novelty. So seeing it, like, in the theater, I had a really fun time. Like, remember when it came out, there was this big backlash of, like, if you didn't enjoy the Mario movie, you don't like fun. Remember that? I kind of get it, because, like, just the vibe of the theater, everyone was excited. I was like, oh my god, it's that song from Mario Galaxy. Like, it was all these little moments that I could point out. So I had really fun. I had a really fun time. And I thought the movie was fine. Fine. You know, solid, entertaining kids movie. Not something I'd go back to anytime soon, but it's like, you know, it was a fine way to spend a Friday night with my friends, right? That's what I think about it.
Not offensive. That is how I would describe
not offensive.
the first movie.
Yes.
Unoffensive. Good time. Serviceable.
Serviceable. Now, this one.
Fast forward a few years.
The experience that I just told you that I experienced, the way I felt in that theater, that first movie, that is like the opposite of the way I felt tonight. Every little reference, I kind of just wanted to, like, throw up.
Yeah.
Or, like, I just wanted to roll my eyes. I think there were a couple moments where I, like, looked at you and just frowned, like.
Yeah, you did. I agree. I think, because I went into this knowing the plot was going to be light, and that was mostly going to be going into this as a fan of Mario to get the references and leave. That was what I was expecting. But then I started watching the movie, and I realized just how shallow that is.
Right.
It gets to a point where you're just seeing references, and you're not even really getting any enjoyment from it because there's just nothing else on offer.
And there's just simply, it's all that this movie is riding on is like, oh hey, there's that thing that you like. Even like Yoshi being part of the movie, right? Like, he didn't really need to be a main character.
He didn't need to be there. He's just there because it's a thing.
Yeah.
That they teased in the end credits scene of the first movie, right? Isn't that where they teased like his egg and stuff?
Okay. Don't get me started. Because first of all, that's a weird fucking thing to tease, right? Oh, hey, Yoshi. What the fuck? Yoshi.
Yeah.
Why tease Yoshi? Like, that's so odd to me. He's such, like, a staple. Like, I feel like if you were going to try to get people, if you were going to actually, like, go in the hype. Dude, okay. The way I felt, we're gonna bring it back to the theater again, right? The way I felt seeing Sonic 2, the way I felt when fucking Shadow was teased at the end of that movie, I was screaming. I was like, no fucking way. Like, it worked on me.
Okay, got
you.
It
totally worked on me.
So what was different here?
So, Yoshi is like a fucking staple character. I cannot think of a Yoshi, like, ooh, they're finally gonna tell Yoshi's story.
Yeah.
Shadow, you see Shadow, and you're like, oh shit, they're getting into this shit with Maria, that's gonna be awesome to see in a movie. Like, you see Yoshi, and you're like, okay, what's
there?
His story?
What is he gonna offer?
We're gonna adapt Mama Luigi now? This is what's happening? Like, that's just what I think. Like, so, bad character to tease. Really bad. If they were gonna do it right, they would have teased Rosalina.
Yeah, or Bowser Jr. maybe?
Or Bowser Jr.
Because he's like a character villain with dialogue that kind of does things.
Yes, he has an associated story. He, Mario Sunshine. Yeah. Which is my favorite.
Yeah. That's maybe a good point. The only thing I can think of is maybe they didn't know what the plot of this movie was going to be at the time of that end credits scene. So they're just like, okay, well, the next movie's going to have Yoshi in it.
Carter,
palling
please.
around with them, so we'll put him in there.
Please, you think Illumination is making this up as they go along? Not Illumination, not our Illumination.
I think they definitely were.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else do we talk about with this? It's really just... You go from scene to scene, and things kind of just unfold. There's not... Like, where's the arc? Where's the arc?
No arcs. No arcs. We were talking about this. We touched on this briefly as we were walking out of the theater. Mario's arc in this movie is that he's nervous around Princess Peach. He's into Princess Peach. How is this resolved? She just kisses him on the cheek at the end.
Gives him a kiss. I guess you could say that's an arc, or just like maybe a character trait. I'd say it's more of a character trait than an arc.
Yeah.
That's like stretching it, but like
if we're completely exaggerating that it's an arc.
Yeah,
but like
I guess I thought Bowser was gonna have an arc. And
yes,
he kind of did.
Him having an arc. He had an arc off screen.
Yeah, he and he had like a little arc where he joined their side like a quarter of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the movie, he's right back to his old self. So
pretty much immediately.
No progression with that character.
Yeah.
Gosh, there was just so...
Another arc, I feel like when Fox first showed up, and him and Mario have that little, like, ooh, they're giving each other the stank eye, and it's like, okay, is there gonna be, like, a love triangle with Peach? Is there gonna...
Yeah,
no!
That was odd. Like, there was some rivalry, unspoken rivalry between the two. That was... I was expecting them to do something with that as well. That was weird to me.
They did nothing. They were like, ooh, kind of like Donkey Kong and Mario in the first movie. It was like, oh, they're gonna be feuding, and they at least like had a whole fight scene, so that like,
sure, yeah,
it was still like barely anything because they were just immediately friends after. But like,
no, I agree. That definitely was weird, and it felt like they were setting his character up to like do something besides just Uber them around the galaxy.
literally Fox McCloud was Mario's Uber driver in this movie.
I went in, seeing the poster, knowing Fox is in this movie, and I expected him to just sort of mesh right in, because I'm like, okay, Fox is space, they're both Nintendo characters, but he really felt like out of place in this little Mario adventure.
Absolutely.
It felt very homemade, fan servicey, not even fan made, not fan servicey, like fan made. Just having Fox McCloud romp around with like Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. It was bizarre.
Can I be so mean for a minute?
This is Mario Galaxy movie. Go for it.
So like the whole like Fox McCloud and Mario hang out. That's a Channel Awesome joke. That's a fucking Channel Awesome joke.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean when I say like it feels fan made.
What do you... So like this is the problem with adapting these characters, right? What are Mario and Fox McCloud gonna fucking talk about?
Nothing.
What are they gonna talk about?
They're gonna give each other a look and then...
Based on their lore, based on everything you know about them as characters in their respective video games.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna have a beer and like talk about the women they see? Like,
and that is the central issue of these movies, is that applies to so many characters in this film. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna talk about? Yoshi says, Yoshi! And Mario goes, Wahoo! There's very little to happen, so what ends up happening is that you just go from set piece to set piece, not really advancing the plot, just meandering along, no arc, and by the time you know it, the movie's in the last like 15 minutes and you don't even know how you got there.
Right, yes, absolutely. And it's like, it does kind of like frustrate me because there is a way to do it. Like, you will just have to go against the grain of Mario being, like, just a general, hey, Mario's just a happy little dude. Like Nintendo's a little mascot. You have to go outside the confines. You have to do something different, and Illumination is simply not the company to do that. And
this is what we were talking about when we left the theater. You have to take a risk. You have to tell some sort of story, because if you don't, you're just left with this. You're left with nothing. And that's the problem with so many movies today, especially like kids movies. Not all of them. There's lots of great kids movies, but so many movies are just so willing to sacrifice the story and the plot in exchange for decent, pretty, fun visuals.
Well, and this especially, I felt like they were so willing to sacrifice the plot for the sake of making references for, like, those guys that wear, like, the Triforce t-shirts and the cargo shorts. For us, they made references for us.
We're not wearing that outfit,
that, like,
but that's us.
6-year-old children wouldn't get.
Exactly. That's the two audiences here, is kids who will be entertained by moving image and old heads that are going to point at the screen and say, oh, look, it's like Wart from Mario 2, or it's like the dragon or Tostarena Village or whatever it was called from Mario Odyssey. Like, that's what those are the two audiences of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the slight glimmer of joy I got when I saw those little, I forget what they're called, but the little guys from the Mario Sunshine Island, and I was like, oh, these guys are mine. No. I can't give in. This is what they want me to do.
Piña, something with a P. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, lots of cool little characters, like, just going throughout, like, the little terminals and little communal areas. Lots of characters from, like, Mario Galaxy. I guess that's, like, one of the main reasons to watch this movie, is to just see your, like, favorite Galaxy characters kind of, like, done up in, like, a big 3D movie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad that that's one of the movie's big appeals, but it is.
It's one of the movie's only appeals.
It's one of the movie's only appeals.
Only.
Ugh. That being said, there were some things I liked about it.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
Or really just a thing. I thought Bowser, like he was in the first movie, I thought Bowser was fantastic.
Very entertaining.
Entertaining.
Yeah, very fun.
Almost all of his stuff was clever. He felt clever, and his sense of humor in this movie felt separate from what all the other characters were allowed to do.
Yeah.
All the other characters, he felt like the only character that was allowed to be a little raunchy and not completely, like, squeaky clean.
Right.
So I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I liked that as well. I felt like they could have a little more fun with him compared to the other characters. Which is a shame, because we were saying, like, you know, Charlie Day is a funny guy.
Yeah, Charlie Day is a funny guy.
Luigi does nothing in this movie. He's like, I liked the idea of him being, like, Bowser's support buddy, and he's like, oh no, Mario, like, Bowser's a good guy now. Like, that could have been a fun plot. That could have been a really fun plot point of, like, oh hey, like, Luigi and Bowser are, like, buddies now. Like, that would have been funny, but they, like, it was, like, 2 lines. 2 throwaway lines that they said something like that in.
Yeah, it was not very much. Ugh.
Okay. Another element at play.
One second.
How do you feel about them making Rosalina and Peach sisters?
Yeah, I feel like that was the movie's kind of, like, big revelation.
Yeah.
Basically the main kind of plot point. They don't even really interact at all throughout the entire movie.
They don't.
So their relationship as these, like, cosmic sisters means very little.
Yes.
Especially at the end of the movie, where you see them kind of, like, press hands against the glass. Like, okay.
It feels like it should be like a heartwarming.
It should be a heartwarming, touching moment.
Yeah.
But we really haven't seen these characters interact with each other at all. In fact, no, we haven't seen, not at all. These characters haven't interacted with each other at all, aside from a flashback with them as kids, so it really doesn't, like,
You also don't get to know Rosalina at all in this movie. They just keep her in a bubble the whole movie. Like, she's trapped away in a bubble. You barely see her.
You kind of would have expected either, like, Mario and Co. to be checking in with Rosalina throughout this movie, or you'd expect Rosalina to kind of take Yoshi's spot and tag along with them, maybe.
Right.
That's kind of what I was expecting, Rosalina to tag along with them and kind of just stop Bowser and Bowser Jr., but no, she was in this very little.
Carter, that would have been too interesting. Please.
I don't even know if it would be more interesting. It's just what I expected.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more boring than you expected.
I was also displeased by the lack of Mario Galaxy specific music in this.
Yeah.
There was a few
that's
times
a good point.
where they touched on it. Like, I think it was
Like the main theme. They
the
played,
main
like,
theme, the lullaby.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called like Gusty Galaxy or something.
Oh,
They play it towards the end of the movie with
yeah.
the fight, and that was really nice, just hearing that like iconic Mario Galaxy music. But Mario Galaxy has one of the best soundtracks of any Mario game, and they used it very sparingly. I felt like most of this was very just orchestral in a generic sort of 3D kids movie kind of way.
Right. It did kind of feel like they just kind of picked out, like, well, what's a good Mario track to go in this? Not really thinking, like, oh, this is the Mario Galaxy movie. Let's try to pick Mario Galaxy tracks. But I don't know. I felt like they kind of went with the more of, not generic, but more of the, what you think when you think Mario music. In your head.
And they would do another thing, like, even where they do implement the Galaxy music, it's an orchestrated sort of version of it, whereas I'm just like, I don't even think you need to orchestrate this or make it grander. Just use the music from the damn game, honestly.
Exactly.
I think that would be a lot more effective than trying to remix it and justify.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I will give this movie credit, though. I will give it a smidge of credit. That first Mario movie, it was like pop hit after pop hit. It was top, like,
Yes.
10 songs you hear, top 10 songs you hear in every movie would play one after another.
Yeah,
like, it was crazy.
They were in, like, the carts and going through, like, DK Land, and it was playing Take On Me. It was terrible. So that is one way they improved it. They removed the licensed music like that, and another improvement I saw people say about the first movie compared to the second is people wanted more Luigi. I don't think it paid off, but they tried to address that. So there are areas where you can kind of see them trying to improve upon the critiques of the first movie, but it just only goes so far when your plot is paper thin.
Yes, exactly. Like, I feel like that's them putting a band-aid on what the bigger issue is, that simply put, like, it just doesn't seem like the love or care is put into these characters or this plot to make it work.
Yeah.
And just like those little fixes is like slapping a band-aid on it.
Yeah. So many hero shots, just like these reveal moments. And, Mario and Luigi with their hands on their hips. So many
explosions behind them with that kind of shot. It's like, guys, this isn't as cool as you think it is. I'm sorry. Like, maybe if I was like 6 years old, I'd be like clapping and my mouth would be watering.
And that goes into the idea of, like, what even is a Mario Galaxy movie? Because so much of what I associate with the game, hopping between planets and the gravity, there's very little of that.
I was thinking that too. I was like, I thought more of it would be like the exploration of planets, like, you know, we see the bee planet for like 2 seconds.
So much of it is just you're on large planets or in spaceports or just non-space-like locations, so it doesn't even feel like a space movie. It feels, I don't know. I don't even know what is the identity of this thing? That's hard.
Okay, another point. Were you finished with that point?
Yeah.
Okay, another point. The voice acting? These voices for certain characters were fucking awful, some of them. Like, the choices, like, I'm sure the actors did the best they could, but, like, Bowser's Jr.'s voice, I did not like. I did not think that was fitting.
What's his name? Ben Safdie?
Yes, it was Ben Safdie.
Yeah.
That was insane. Horrible choice. I don't think we saw Rosalina enough for me to comment on her.
Brie Larson, she was fine.
It's fine.
She doesn't have a huge range in her performance.
No.
Rosalina is just kind of there, so, you know, whatever.
Can't comment too much.
Fine.
Yoshi, No, Yoshi didn't sound right.
Yoshi had a few lines where it really sounded like Donald Glover.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Fox McCloud, fine, I guess.
Serviceable.
Mario's the big offender for me. Chris
He's
Pratt
the big
as
offender
Mario
for me.
is just stupid.
Because more than half of his lines, it's just like, oh, it's Chris Pratt. Yeah. It's Chris Pratt doing a New York accent.
Not even. It's Chris Pratt doing like a little kitty voice. It's Chris Pratt doing a voice that he would like read a bedtime story to his kid.
That's like a perfect description of
And
it,
it's
actually.
so-
That is a perfect description.
It's not endearing at all. It's just 100% annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm not with the people. The first movie. There were people desperately trying to cope with Chris Pratt as Mario. And I call it a cope because it's a fucking cope. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, well, you can't get Charles Martinet to be Mario in the movie because you don't want to listen to an hour and a half of that.
I think I would.
I would! I'm sorry. They said the same thing. They said the same thing about fucking Goofy movie. They wanted to make Goofy, they wanted to replace Goofy with an actor.
Yeah.
They literally wanted to replace Goofy's voice with an actor, and so they did a take of the movie where Goofy's voice actor recorded in his normal voice, and it was so fucking weird that it was like Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, or whoever it was, I think it was Jeffrey Katzenberg, he was like, oh, no, this is a bad idea, and I was wrong.
That's a good comparison. Yeah, I could see that. 100%. Yeah. I don't think Charles Martinet was in this even as a cameo, unlike the first movie.
Yeah, and I mean, at this
sad.
point, I guess that does make sense because he's not Mario's voice anymore.
He's a Mario ambassador.
He's a Mario ambassador.
I feel like it's still appropriate for him to have a cameo in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be tiring doing the same joke again. They can't think of a clever way of doing that, but I don't know. It's kind of sad that he wasn't in here at all.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of makes that first one feel more like a love letter to Mario than this one.
The first one was a love letter to Mario. The first one was the big first Nintendo movie.
Yeah.
The first one established everything. This is just existing in like the afterbirth of that. This is just trying to capitalize on whatever interest is left in this.
Yeah.
They tease Daisy in the end credits scene, and I hope to God they don't make a third movie, because
This made $1 billion at the box office. There's gonna be 10 of these. If not 10 Mario movies, then is there any interest in a Star Fox movie? I don't know. But
No.
there's gonna be imagine, there's gonna be 10 more Nintendo movies just like this, I feel like.
you know who wasn't in this?
What? Who?
DK. He had a
DK?
small scene in the beginning, unvoiced.
Yeah.
So either they couldn't get Seth Rogen to come back, or maybe they're gonna work on a Donkey Kong movie.
I mean, with the timing of the new game and everything,
Yeah. It just feels like the next biggest thing that would work in a movie format. You do Mario, you do Zelda. If you're doing a third thing, I kind of feel like it would be Donkey Kong, even though that kind of is within the same universe, but
See, if they haven't already made like a million other Pokemon things,
yeah.
it would be Pokemon. But I am of the belief, I think the next thing would be Kirby.
Kirby.
I think Kirby, because there's this whole, all the Kirby girls, all the Kirby girlies. I told you I went on a date with a guy who had a Kirby hoodie.
Yeah.
He'd never played a Kirby game in his life. And I don't mean to be that person to be like, you can't wear merchandise of things you've never played or what. I don't care. I do think it's stupid, but I'm not gonna tell someone that. But still, like Kirby is like an icon in himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like there would be enough of a following where I don't think it'd make Mario money, but it would make decent money.
Yeah, Kirby's just gonna have the same issues, like where.
Oh, yeah.
What is the characterization?
Yes.
What's the plot points? What are the motivations? Probably even worse than Mario. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
it would be 100 times worse.
That's why.
100 times.
That's why I kind of think they might not, but I guess we'll see.
I don't know. That's my theory right now, because I can't think of any other Nintendo franchise where they can do this to it.
I kind of feel Metroid. Metroid is a mature franchise. It is a lore-heavy franchise. It has a bit more narrative to it.
Metroid would be interesting, actually.
I think Metroid would work pretty damn well as a sort of sci-fi adventure kind of movie that would hopefully have a bit more of an arc and plot than something like a Mario. So
yeah, okay, that's a good point. I didn't even think about Metroid.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
If I had to like put money on what franchise comes after Mario and Zelda in terms of movies, I'm gonna say Metroid.
Okay. Your money's on Metroid, mine is on Kirby. I think they are... I don't know. I just don't think they'd heed any warnings about, like, Kirby's characterization. They'd just be like, oh, well, he's so popular. I'm thinking about it as, like, the corporate suit kind of thing behind it, of, like, oh, well, he's popular, and this is gonna make the kids want to see this.
Would they give Kirby a voice, or would they go the Yoshi route?
See, that's the thing, because most, like, Kirby games, any, like, story, if you want to call it that, is like Kirby being led by another character that does speak. So okay. I don't know. I think worst timeline would be that they do give Kirby a voice. That would be worst timeline.
I don't know. We'll see. Also, just this is an aside, but the audience of our theater was just...
The crowd went mild.
Yeah.
I felt like the crowd went mild. Like they weren't... I heard kids laugh here and there.
Yeah.
But go on. What were you saying about that?
I was just gonna say, like, there was a lot of people, like, getting up and walking around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just weird vibes. Weird vibes.
Weird.
Slightly weird vibes.
It was
that
weird.
guy took my seat.
That guy took your...
And I had to just sit down in the seat next to my assigned seat and just hope that no one else was gonna show up there.
So it was like every time somebody moved, we both kind of looked over.
Every time, every time someone moves, I'm like, oh, are you looking for your seat? And some people show up like 20 minutes in, and no, they sit right next to me. It's like weird shit.
Yeah. So that made it a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That made it a tad uncomfortable.
I think that's about all I have for the Mario Galaxy movie. I'm trying to think if I missed anything.
I know. I'm like racking my brain. Let me think.
We talked about the lack of story. We talked about the characters. Lots of references.
Mr. Game & Watch at the end.
Mr. Game & Watch and Pikmin.
Rob.
Rob was in there. Yeah.
For no reason. To make... Okay, the thing about Rob that got me is, like, they just made that exact same joke that was in Zootopia.
Yeah, with the sloth.
Yeah. But they... Illumination!
Same, like, scenario, too, of, like, a help desk employee.
So okay, if this movie was handled by, let's say, a DreamWorks or something, do you think it would be more successful? Do you think they'd understand what to do a little better than Illumination? Because I'm very hard on Illumination. I just think they make the most generic movies ever for kids.
I mean... I don't even think I'd put the whole blame of this on Illumination. I think Illumination is very much, let's please Nintendo, let's just make what Nintendo wants us to make.
True.
I think if Nintendo was pushing for more story or whatever, they would accommodate. I think the issue here is probably on Nintendo's end. I mean, we see it with their games a lot. Their games, in general, most of them are very light on the plot, especially Mario.
Yeah.
Especially Mario. So taking a guy like Shigeru Miyamoto and giving him the reins to a movie when he's a guy who generally does not like much story at all in his games. His whole philosophy is like bare minimum story to get his point across. Yeah, I think you're going to end up with something like this. So I would say this is more on Nintendo's end in terms of the lacking plot. And I imagine that it was very controlled of what they wanted and didn't want to be suggested by the plot and included in this movie. So
right, I'm sure there was some breathing down necks going on here, like
that like.
So I will. Now that you say that, I will cut Illumination some slack, but I do think, it takes two to tango.
I don't know. I don't know what
they made a lot of decisions that there's the tells. The universal tells. Like, the Toads are basically minions, right? I was thinking that. I was like, they're like less annoying minions.
Kinda. Yeah, they're small little chibi dudes, for sure.
And Illumination loves that trope of like, oh, we're gonna take a cutesy little kid character and it's gonna say weird or disturbing shit like the Luma at the end that's like, oh, I'm gonna torture you. Like, Illumination loves that shit. They love that shit. They do it all the time, and I hate it. I
like that first end credit scene. I agree with like they overplayed this of like that like cutesy character having the maniacal side like you saw in that like end credit scene, but I thought like Bowser Jr.'s and his dad's reaction to that was kind of funny.
It was funny. Their reaction. It's their reaction.
They were genuinely like unsettled by her.
Yeah.
So that was funny, just seeing them like cower in the cell and be like, "Don't pay attention to her, Junior." It's like they were genuinely like freaking out, like they're gonna be like locked in this prison with this crazy Luma. But yeah,
well,
that was the Mario Galaxy movie. I don't have anything else to say.
That was the Mario Galaxy movie. I think that's about it for my thoughts too. I can't wait for the live-action Legend of Zelda movie.
You're gonna have to dig into the plot on that one a bit, I think.
You have to.
I mean, we know what the plot's gonna be. It's gonna be about saving Zelda from Ganon, or it's gonna be about stopping Ganon from just taking over the world.
Well, no, Illumination and Nintendo, they can't be anti-feminist anymore, so they have to kind of do what they're doing. They did the Peach in these movies, and like Zelda has to fight back. Zelda also has to fight.
Oh yeah.
And this is not me like being woke. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. But like, that's probably Illumination loves to be middle of the road, so that is what's gonna happen.
Well, Zelda's gonna be live action though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're not part of it. Okay.
So yeah, they're not. I doubt they'll be involved.
That's a good point. I didn't think. I got caught up in the hatred. I got caught up in my emotions.
It creates some good conversation. Yeah.
It does.
We were very passionate about our feelings about this movie. But
yeah. I think we're both big Nintendo people, so like it makes sense.
But this is not a good movie. I give it. What do you give it?
Oh God, that's a good question. Maybe like 2 stars.
2 stars.
2 out of 5.
2 stars seems good. Maybe I'd go higher. 2.5, 3 if I was in the right mood. But no, I'm feeling like maybe I'd go like 2.5.
It was a 2-star night for me.
If I was in the right mood.
Not gonna lie.
But it was a 2-star night. And the way I'm feeling about this movie and just how it kind of disrespects the viewer, I'm feeling a 2.
Right.
2 out of 5.
I think like for this movie to score higher for me, I would have had to be like big group of friends, had some drinks or something else involved.
Yeah.
And all like being able to like watching it at somebody's house so we could laugh and talk through it. Like, that's how this movie should be experienced. It should be talked through.
It should be talked through. This should not be silently stewed upon in a theater setting. Where
all I can do is look over at Carter and frown.
Give some glances and frown. And
shake my head.
and unenthusiastically point at the screen when a reference pops up.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, those are our thoughts.
Those are our thoughts.
Till next time.
All right, till next time.